father was not here to protect his realm in its time of need, nor was his favorite son.
While you and your allies chased your infinity stones across worlds, Hydra was gathering another valuable source of power left behind in their wake. These crystals alone may not control all of reality.
With a few words, I could twist your fragile minds to obey my every whim.
Level up!
A small victory. But it does not take a mind reader to know.
Looking good! Keep it up!
Ready for my close-up!
It's do or die! Fight! First attack! Team aerial combo! I got it! I have it! Great! According to Snake, according to air combo!
Game changer!
According to it, crossover attack! Reversal! I got it! According to the state, I got it! According to what danger? According to the state, crossover attack! Yes! Smile! Crossover attack! Down! No! Level 2! Yes! Nice try! Air combo! Bring it to me! Team aerial combo! Got it! Maximum! Watch out! I've got all I need! According to what? Advancing guard! Danger! Yes! Down!
Teammates down, it's still too early.
Attack! Air combo! I got it! Team aerial combo! So long! Maximum! Nice shot! Nice shot! Smile! Nice shot! X-Factor! Yeah, now we're going! Yeah, now we're going! Hyper combo KO! You win! Great! Oops. Gotta get these pictures in before dinner.
So I was playing the Avengers game, and I'm hoping before they add too much new content, they fix up what's already here. Because most of the same problems that I have with Star Wars Battlefront, that I had with Star Wars Battlefront 2 when that game was in the beta, I don't know if I even made a video on it. I want to say I made like 100 videos on it, but I don't know if I did, so I'm not going to link anything. You guys just go find it. Well, you know, everyone else had the same problems with me, except I was very narrow-sighted on just these small things. So, go watch someone else's videos, you know, whatever. But I mentioned, well, fuck, you know, if I did make a video, I mentioned a few times, in one of my little vlogs, that really they just wanted money off the game. They didn't want anything, actually to please the consumer. It's the best way to make money. You get good reputation, you get more money the more you keep doing it, theoretically. And, you know, and so you just work, you start from the bottom, you work up, You do everything everyone wants you to do. You make the money. It's fucking simple. However, EA just made fucking microtransactions on a disc. The game got way better after that. Right around when they added Anakin and Grievous to the game, I want to say. Or Anakin and Dooku. No, it was Obi-Wan and Grievous. That was it. Right around that time, you know, shit got better and it was an actual game. And we know for a fact that Marvel's Avengers is set up to be the same kind of thing. But the game is littered with bugs. And I mean littered. Like, I couldn't play a single, like, level without running into some sort of bug. I'm not gonna judge it too harshly just yet because I'm gonna get a PlayStation 4 Pro, and because I want to play Spider-Man on that game. So unfortunately, I'm gonna buy it twice. I'm a total dipshit. I'm doing the one thing I said I was never gonna do, and I'm doing it twice. You know. Whatever. But you know, I can live with being a hypocrite. Okay. My integrity is still here. I'm being upfront about it. I couldn't resist. I'm stupid. Me have caveman brain. But, you know, I can live with that. So, the, I played it. The final boss is a fucking Sentinel. Well, technically it's MODOK, but it's a fucking Sentinel. It's not the X-Men kind, but at the same time, it's just the X-Men kind. So the whole game, Kamala Khan is basically on the run from these Sentinels, or these robots, that are trying to hunt out Inhumans based on their Inhuman genes, and the, obviously what caused them to come into existence was the Terrigen Mist. So, the Terrigen, you know, created them and whatnot, what have you, but they're being persecuted and whatever, it's being called a disease, under, like, there's a Captain America statue, and on the bottom of it, it says, like, no Inhumans allowed, and they're being chased by robots. You know, it's just like Days of Future Past without time travel or mutants. And then the final boss is called the Kree Sentry, and Sentry is just too similar to Sentinel for my liking. And then you got, like, you know, I don't know what made them come up with the plotline they did. Obviously this is like a season 1 thing, it's going to be like a TV show. Well, more rather a Netflix show. It's going to be kind of like short form compared to like TV stuff. And it's going to have a narrative that branches with some connective tissue every now and then. Each season will be its own thing. So like, the seasonal big bad this time around is MODOK, right? So we'll call this Marvel's Avengers Season 1. And, you know, so Inhumans are being persecuted, and they're on the run from George Tarleton, that was the guy, or the mental organism designed only for killing. Originally it was designed only for computing, and it had a C, but now it has a K, and it's killing, because it's edgy as fuck. Also, someone who's named mental organism designed only for killing is meant to be a sympathetic character. And no, he's crazy. He has to know this, because now he's calling himself MODOK. It's not like he just calls him, his like supervillain name is just fucking George Tarleton. No, he's calling himself MODOK. So, wow, fuck, I just spoiled the shit out of this game. Yeah, I didn't even think to put up a warning. My apologies, guys. It's really too late to do that now, so whoopsie doodles. I'll just edit something at the beginning, being like, spoilers ahead, don't watch. There'll be a little pop-up. Anyways, this whole thing was spawned from a joke I made to my dad earlier. Because I'm a fucking expert comedian, apparently. It's like that scene. So I've just described to you, basically, Days of Future Past without time travel or mutants. Right? It's like the people who chose to make this Avengers game because the Spider-Man team was told they could do whatever they want, and they chose Spider-Man. They was like, well, even X-Men and Fantastic Four, and they're like, yeah, whatever. And it's like, all right, we'll do it in Spider-Man. We just wanted to have the option. You know? So that's what they said, or at least someone who claimed to be working over there said. And it was on Reddit and 4chan, I think. Those aren't generally reliable sources, but you know, whatever the fuck, it gets the point across. The X-Men have since appeared in, what the fuck was it? It really pissed me off, but I can't. Fortnite, there we go. Yeah, they appeared in Fortnite. Fucking Wolverine, Storm, and Sentinels. But, so the, sorry, that was the sound my brain makes when it's thinking, when it is computing. Or rather, when it is killing. But, yeah, so, I was just like, yo, this is like the Family Guy episode with the mystery box. It's like, but the Avengers can be anything, even the X-Men. And you know how much we've always wanted the X-Men. We'll take the Avengers. You know? It's like, what? What did you do? Dude, I really, like, I don't know if they're gonna do that. I don't know if it's gonna be in this game or if it's gonna be in the next. But, I guess really I just want a more fleshed out Ultimate Alliance. Because Ultimate Alliance, just all the characters feel kind of samey to me. Like, it's a good game. But you could play Marvel Ultimate Alliance or the currently doesn't exist DC Ultimate Alliance. And basically, you have Batman and Wolverine and they all feel really good. But they're nothing like a Batman Arkham game or a Spider-Man game. You know, man, I really should have just said fucking X-Men Origins Wolverine. That would have been a much better analogy. So, like, I just want that, and I want choices, you know? Like, wouldn't it be cool to have a game, and, not even a Marvel, it should just be called Marvel Superheroes or something like that. And so it's not even X-Men, it's not even Inhumans, it's not Fantastic Four, it's not Spider-Man, it's not Avengers. It's just everything. And so you have like a branching narrative and stuff like that. It's like, it goes all telltale at moments. Maybe the choices aren't like the deepest things ever. But at the very least, I want like a part where it's like, so you do this or you do that, and so these accords are happening, the superhuman registration accords or whatever, the Sokovia Accords in the MCU. So that's like doing that. Like, you can be like, you know, Tony Stark and like half the Avengers where they're dumb as bricks. Or you could be like Captain America, who's like, what if we need to go somewhere and they won't let us? What if they want us to go somewhere and we don't want to go there? You know, they just get to tell us what to do. And I mean, yeah, it's the fucking law. That's how it's always worked. I don't know why they're making a new law to override the other law that basically is the same thing. But whatever. If you look past, you know, the legality of it all. So you make a choice, and so obviously the other party will always make the same choice. You know, it's like, no, fuck the Accords. But the second party, the one that you control, or maybe the first party, depending on what I said earlier, the one that you control, you have the power. So, do you spit in Thunderbolt Ross's face and say, fuck them Accords, bro? Or do you just like, you know, like, alright, well, I guess I'll sign these Accords then. So, like, towards the end of the game, you've just now changed the ending completely. The semi-final part of the game that I'm pitching here is Civil War. These disagreements finally come to blows because of this Accord situation, and oh, I think I just swallowed a bug. That's not even a joke, guys. Seriously. But shit's finally coming to blows. Like, you've made the wrong decision with the Accords, so now you're fighting, and now you get to pick which side you're on. You know, that kind of deal. Or, like, whose team is who. You get to reevaluate your choice. So now you're fighting in this epic, no-holds-barred fight. I don't even know if I said that right, because words sound differently than they're pronounced sometimes. It's weird. Anyways, you know, you're in this huge fight. There's no going back, except you have a chance to go back before whatever. And so now you get to select, like, oh, well, this Avenger is having a change of opinion, so I'll fight him. But this guy's like, yeah, maybe we should sign that Accords. So he's on my side now. And then you know, if you just choose, no, we're not going to sign these Accords, well, now you're united, and that whole Civil War situation doesn't happen. Instead, I don't know, you get a head start on getting the Infinity Stones, and Thanos is screwed. I don't know. I know I'm drawing parallels to the MCU unintentionally, but I'm doing so. This would not be an MCU game, this would just be a game. So, yeah. But I mean, you make choices, the narrative branches, shit's completely different. It has at least 2 different possible endings. Well, 3, actually. Does the Accords win? Does the Rebellion win? Or does the conflict never happen in the first place? That's 3 possible endings. And that would be cool, right? Right, guys? Anyways, yeah. So that's kind of what I want, is like, I just want choices rather than being linear, and I want what the Avengers game is doing gameplay-wise touched up a bit. And honestly, I just want to fight some heroes. Like, I'm thinking they introduced Wolverine in Season 2 of Avengers, and in Season 3, they introduced Wolverine and a few other X-Men in the Avengers game. And then in Season 3, you know, it's like X-Men versus Avengers. I can't remember what that fight was about. I think it had something to do with the Phoenix. But, you know, it's just like that. So, I don't know. I just really want to fight some heroes. I'm also surprised that there weren't that many villains in Season 1. Yeah, it's games as a service. They're adding more heroes, they're adding more story. So I assume that they're going to be adding more villains, but seriously, you had Taskmaster, Monica, and MODOK. That's it. You get a bunch of robots and shit, and then you get a bunch of henchmen, and the third to last and second and penultimate bosses are robot airships. They're airships. No, one of them's a giant tank thing. The other one is an airship, though. So, I mean, you fight Taskmaster, and he's alright. Well, he's cool the first time, but he's alright the second time, because the second time is just sort of a button masher, and the first time you actually have quick time events and a narrative, and a narrative to the battle. But the second time around, it's just It's just who can punch him harder. It really doesn't even matter as long as you're both punching him. So I don't know why I phrased it like, who can punch him harder? When you can all just, cause him to stub his toe, and as long as he keeps stubbing that toe, you're winning. Yeah, I think I might have gotten into the funny juice this morning. I don't know what the funny juice is, but I might have gotten into it. So, what do you guys think about my pitch here? Because, I'm telling you, that's the way to go, bro. Yeah, that wasn't even funny. That was just stupid. Why do I hear a cat out here? There shouldn't be a cat out here. There isn't a cat out here. Strange. Anyways, yeah, so that was just my pitch here, man. I'm just saying. Well, I guess on top of pitching, I was just giving a general review, a general first impressions on the Avengers game, and then I need to I'm playing it again because the first time my Xbox was acting weird and it wouldn't let me record videos. The second time, everything seems to be going off perfectly. So I'm replaying it again, which apparently you have to delete your save file in order to play it again. So that's kind of a bummer. Just give me a restart campaign option. I've been playing a lot of games recently that are like that, and I'm like, why? Just let me replay levels, or... See, I'm hearing cats again. Is it something outside? So, our cats have a collar on them, and they have a little bell on them, and the sound of the bell is perfectly replicated when a June bug has several head-on collisions with the light bulb outside. So yeah, apparently that's just how cat bells work. It's just a June bug ramming its head on a light bulb. I don't know what's wrong with it. You think they'd figure it out the second time around? Just cling on to it if you're trying to suck up its energy. Jesus, I've created the god June bug, destroyer of other June bugs. But unfortunately, not much else. So yeah, anyways, just giving my first overview. No, where was I? I always fucking rewind when I'm interrupted. I don't know what the deal is. I just rewind 30 seconds. Because that's how my brain works, apparently. If you don't rewind, it didn't happen. Yeah, so it was just acting weird the first time around, and the second time around, it's working fine so far. May have to do that again. But dude, just imagine playing a Lego Marvel game like this. Oh, it's so long. You want to go replay a specific level? Well, to get that mini kit you missed out on? Too fucking bad. Guess you're restarting. Now, let's get this straight. I'm perfectly willing to restart, but that... why would I buy your microtransactions in that regard then? Because, your microtransactions are, well, they'll go away if my progress goes away. And I can want to keep playing this game. So that wasn't really thought out at all. I hope no one's getting scammed like that. It's possible that they did think that out, or think that through a little bit. I don't know, though. Anyways, and this feels intentional, by the way, if you just look at the story. But Avengers Initiative, which is the multiplayer, takes place after the campaign. And for some reason, the multiplayer just has you doing more menial tasks. Capture command zone, or command posts at key areas, or defend inhumans from enemy threats. There's no, go kick this guy's ass because he's causing a ruckus. There's no bosses except for Taskmaster, who, like I said, isn't that interesting the second and third time around. That's just gone. That's not a thing, apparently. So, yeah. I don't know. No. But, yeah, so I really like this game. I just think I have some glaring problems. I'm gonna wait till my review for the... No, you know what? I'll let it slip on my review for the Xbox One version whenever I get around to that. But when I get to the PS4 Pro version, I will go hard if those problems are still there. Because there's some things that I'm like, yeah, maybe upgrading the console a little bit would help out with that. But then there are other things where I'm like, why the fuck is there no sound when the Avengers are talking and arguing? Also, by the way, this has nothing to do with the console, that's just this game. I was playing as the Hulk, right? I died, because I'm stupid. I take full responsibility for that, but... I was left to spectate the other players. However, when I respawned, I didn't notice because it was still focused on Iron Man. And only when I did special moves did the camera come back to me. So I was like, alright, well this is weird. You know what I can do to fix it? You know what? I can probably do everything I can to try and manipulate the camera to get it to come back. So I went into photo mode as Iron Man flew by this one area. And, that just made it worse. Let's just say. The video's coming out. I believe it's like Avengers Highlights number 3. So the video's coming out soon, but it was fucking weird, man. That's all I'm gonna say, man. So, yeah, the game has some glaring issues. Poor visuals at times. Sometimes the graphics get all muddy, and that seems to be due to motion blur, but there's no way to fix that, and it's ugly as fuck. It looks like the textures have been turned into water. I'm not even joking. You know, aside from the every now and then odd texture stuff, or texture pop-in, nothing really problematic on that front. Which is why I think that both those issues can be fixed with upgrading the console. But at the same time, both of the other issues I mentioned have nothing to do with my low-power console. Or I say low power, but it's still, you know, it's an Xbox One. It's not like I'm fucking playing this on a fucking GameCube. But, the Xbox One, there were the Xbox One X, the PlayStation 4 Pro, can probably fix some of these issues. However, the base PlayStation 4 and base Xbox One have nothing to do with the camera being weird, the spectating being weird, and the audio just vanishing. Like, this game has issues, man. They're really hard to look past, but yeah, I meant to save some of that for the review, but I guess you'll just be hearing that again. So, you know, maybe you can just not watch 5 minutes of the review because, damn. Anyways, that's really all I had to say. This whole video is because of a joke, and then it spun off into a bunch of different topics, and then it spun back into the same topic, and then I didn't even realize that I was retreading certain waters. And then I was like, I'm gonna save this for something else for the review, but then there's this, which is also this, and that led me back to tangents. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's a bit long. I'm trying to cut my videos down a bit, but I'm also too lazy to write a fucking script, so I have to think about my words when they're coming out of my mouth, and sometimes I don't do that correctly. Yeah, I'm just gonna write a script. Thank you guys for watching if you've gotten this far. I have gameplay in the background. Hopefully that entertained you. Hopefully that wasn't why you were here, because that would be a shame. I have such an awesome voice and I'm talking to you. Until I'm not. Peace out.
The battle begins.
There is no one above me.
Do you think you can defeat us?
Ready. Fight!
Expose die! Dimension flash! Attention! Reaper! Die! Destruction! Inferno! Reaper! Create this hold the darkness going somewhere! Die! Destruction! Reality Stone! Die! Destruction! Reality Stone! Target locked! Inferno! Yeah! Die! Beware! Destruction! Light of destruction! Brandon! What's wrong? How's happened? How's happened? Burn to cinder! Tunnel!
Absolute power! Final judgment!
How about this one?
Excellent!
We'll crush you! Millions! Die! Reaper! Create beware! Die! Ring of fate! This way! Die! Destruct light of destruction! Return to dust! Reaper! Die! Create I will teach you truth! Distort reality! Distort reality! We'll tear you into this die! Expose destruction! Expose light of destruction! Tunnel!
Right here! On your place!
Expose! Brandon! Die! Destruction! Light of destruction! Brandon! Reaper! Creation is hold the going somewhere! Expose! Die! Reaper! Stop the destruction! This way! House! Burn the cinder! Tunnel!
Right here! Wonderful! Absolute power! Final judgment!
Hyper combo KO! Congratulations!